Today in cannabis news, the New York legislature passes a bill to allow cannabis producers in the state to begin growing adult use cannabis this year. A Hawaii State Senate panel passes a proposal that would instantly allow senior citizen residents to obtain medical cannabis without a doctor's recommendation. And the mayor of Washington, D.C. enacts emergency legislation to allow senior citizen residents to enroll as medical cannabis patients without the need for a doctor's recommendation. It's Friday, February 18th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, following passage in both chambers in the state legislature, a proposal allowing New York cannabis producers to begin growing adult use cannabis this year is on its way to Governor Kathy Hochul's office. If passed into law, state authorities would be able to provide provisional recreational cannabis production permits to hemp growers who have produced and processed hemp for at least 2 years of the previous 4 years. It also allows state authorities to issue recreational cannabis producers provisional permit. To expedite the formation of the recreational cannabis sector, state authorities must begin permitting certain cultivators and manufacturers to begin production as per the bill. Temporary permit supporters argued that it is also vital to ensure that retailers that launch will have goods on the shelves. This legislation will help secure enough safe, regulated, and environmentally conscious cannabis products to meet the demand of the adult use cannabis market when retail dispensaries open, said State Assembly Majority Leader and proposal sponsor Crystal People-Stokes in a statement following the 99-43 Assembly vote.
Next up, a Hawaii State Senate panel passed a proposal this week that would instantly allow state residents who are 65 years of age or older to obtain medical cannabis, irrespective of if they have an eligible medical ailment. With the absence of two lawmakers, the proposal passed the Senate Health Committee uncontested by a vote of 3-0. State agency opponents argue that this essentially boils down to the legalization of adult use cannabis for the elderly, sans establishing a wider, controlled statewide recreational cannabis industry. The bill reads that medical cannabis has demonstrated to positively help with these often recurring health issues, resulting in a better quality of life, and that the legislature further finds that such conditions have been broadly exacerbated by the pandemic, economic instability, and increasing uncertainty in recent years. Accordingly, the purpose of this act is to make it easier for senior citizens to access the state medical cannabis program. The proposal would make a critical modification to Hawaii's current medical cannabis legislation. Currently, just people determined by a physician as having a debilitating medical condition are eligible to apply. Anyone who has reached the age of 65 years would be added to the list under the bill.
Last up, the mayor of Washington, D.C. has enacted legislation that will extend the district's medical cannabis system to allow senior citizen residents to enroll as medical cannabis patients without the need for a physician's referral. The legislation additionally stretches the timeframe for medical cannabis patients to update their certification and establishes a medical cannabis tax alleviation senior week holiday that aligns with 420, the informal cannabis celebration. The Medical Marijuana Patient Access Extension Emergency Amendment Act of 2022 emergency policy is intended to relieve operational pressures from patients in the district and encourage individuals to purchase cannabis from certified distributors instead of illicit sellers, operating in a legislative gray area linked to DC's law permitting adults to gift cannabis to others. Senior citizens in the district over the age of 65 years will not be required to receive doctor prescriptions and recertifications in order to maintain accessibility to medical cannabis due to self-enrollment for medicinal purposes through September 30th, according to the legislation. That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For Trichomes.com, I'm RJ Baldwin.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.